to you about the hormones. Okay, so be with me here. Okay, so hormones are chemical that are produced by various endocrine glands and that are transported to all parts of the body, dissolve in blood plasma. Each hormone affect one or more target organ. First thing is, what is hormone? So this is like a special chemical. It is secreted by endocrine gland. For example, it is endocrine gland, and from endocrine gland, any kind of gland, it may be pituitary gland, it may be thyroid gland, anything. So from any gland, right? Any endocrine gland, it reach to the target organ. Okay, it read to the target organ through blood. It read to target organ through blood. Through blood it will reach there and will do their function. Like for example, pancreas secrete insulin. So insulin will reach to the target organs up to the target cell, and where they will increase the breakdown or the uptake of insulin by the cell for right. So if the uptake of glucose by the cell, insulin will increase there. Just like glucagon, it will reach to the liver and where they will store the glucose into glycogen through blood. Okay, so what is hormone? Hormones are chemical that are produced by various endocrine glands and that are transported to all parts of the body, dissolved in blood plasma. Each hormone affects one or more target organs. Understood up to here? So this is general definition of hormone I discussed with you. Okay. Now let's move toward another. There is different gland that are producing hormone, like pituitary gland, thyroid gland, right? So these gland I will discuss with you now in detail. Like these are fell in detail using the using it's already felt. Okay, so we have to know about all these in detail. We have to know about the function of each one. Like adrenal gland, it is secreted by adrenaline. It is hormone. It is secreted by adrenal gland when you are frightened or excited. When it is secreted, when like there is such a dangerous situation and you are frightened, or you are like too much excited. Okay, so you are too much happy, excited, or like you afraid from something in danger situation, adrenaline will produce. So it is like, it's also called flight or fight hormone. So it will make you to fight, or like you have to like bear the situation, or you have to run away from the place. Okay, so what the changes it will, like when adrenaline produce in your body, so what are the expected changes that will come in your body? The first thing is your breathing rate will increase, right? Increases pulse rate. Okay, second, widen pupil will become widened, right? Like so that eye pupil, it will become widened, so that you see the situation, so you see the danger if there is, like clearly. So for that reason, why the people will white. Okay, and is it clear? So it's also increase the blood circulation to your muscle, so that muscle cell at that time that need more energy. Okay, so if it more need more energy, right? So why it need more energy? Because the situation and danger, and you have to utilize energy. For that, the blood flow to your cell will increase. So this is one of the adrenaline hormone I discussed. Now we will move toward another hormone, that is insulin, right? Insulin secreted by a special gland called pancreas, right? Is it clear? Pancreas is actually endocrine gland, and also it is exocrine gland, right? Endocrine gland and exocrine gland I discussed with you already. Like endocrine, they are producing their secretion through blood directly, and through blood it will reach to the target site, while exocrine, they are producing their secretion to a duct, right? And that reach to the target site through a duct. To a duct here, I mean like a small pipe. So pancreas is like, it's both exocrine and endocrine. If it is producing insulin to blood directly, so it is endocrine. If it is produced pancreatic juice through a duct, right, so that is called exocrine gland. So here it is a dual nature, means like it is a both exocrine and endocrine gland. Now pancreas producing hormone, that is called insulin. You know, like there is special cells in the pancreas, these cells are called beta cell. That cells are called what? Beta cell. And beta cells are producing, beta cells are actually producing insulin hormone. And insulin hormone, what it will do, insulin hormone actually increase the uptake of glucose by cell. Is it clear? Let's suppose you have a cell. Let's suppose we have a cell, okay? Let's suppose we have this cell, right? Now, for insulin on this cell, there is special receptor. For example, it is a muscle cell. Now, when the insulin reach to this receptor and it bind here with this receptor, what will happen? It will increase the uptake of glucose by a cell. So here in the muscle cell, glucose uptake will increase, and when glucose enter from out to in, when glucose enter from out to in, so what will happen inside this cell? The breakdown of glucose will increase. Inside the cell, the breakdown, like the respiration. Yes, Nabil, I will discuss with you. You know, like, yes, you are, and Nabil, you are asking about isolate of Langerhans, right? So let me tell you first. I'm discussing this, then I will give answer of your question. So just for time being, keep it in your mind. Insulin producing by beta cells, and that insulin when bind to a receptor, so it increase the uptake of glucose to a cell and muscle. Okay, so when this glucose enter to the cell, so what will happen? It will start breakdown, means the process of respiration, the process of breakdown of glucose will increase. Like we call that glycolysis. The breakdown of glucose will happen there inside the cell, inside in the muscle cell, and that glucose will convert, glucose will convert into energy. That will give you energy. So one function of insulin is this one. I think it is clear to all. One function of insulin is this one. Now another function of insulin is, like for example, it is a cell in the liver, right? So what if for that, for insulin there is a special receptor again for the insulin. When insulin bind with that receptor, so what will happen? Glucose will enter to liver cell, and liver cell will convert that glucose into glycogen and to store form. So the function of insulin here is to decrease the glucose level in your body. If it is like two way it is following here. One is breakdown of glucose. Another way is conversion of glucose into glycogen. By that two way, it will bring the glucose level to normal. Is it clear? Now I'm coming toward the Nabil question. Nabil, your question is isolate of Langerhans, right? You know, isolate of Langerhans is special regions and pancreas. For example, it is pancreas, right? So in pancreas, there is special region, right? And that region, let's suppose that are that region. Okay? Like in the form of isolate, there is special regions, and that special region contain two types of cell. Remember that region is called what? I make it here red color. That region are called isolate of Langerhans, and they contain two types of cell: beta cell and alpha cell. Is it clear? So beta cell will start production of insulin. So beta cell are responsible for production of insulin, while alpha cell S start production of glucagon. It will produce glucagon. Glucagon actually increase the glucose level in your body. When there is deficiency of glucose in your body, glucagon will convert glycogen back to glucose, and it will increase glucose level in the body. While if there is more level of glucose in your body, insulin will produce, and that insulin will increase breakdown of glucose or will convert the extra glucose into glycogen, and thus it will bring the glucose level to normal. I think it is clear now, Nabil, right? All right. Now, let me move toward another hormone, testosterone, right? So it is another hormone that is produced by testes. Okay, so like what is the, when it will produce? It will produce when male reach to puberty, right? From puberty onward, it will start secretion in the body, and gradually it will increase. And because of that, male secondary sexual character will start. Like male secondary sexual character means like there will be like those changes that is coming in male when it is reaching to puberty and onward. Now, that changes is in the form of the voice will become loud, uh, air will appear, like pubic hair will appear on the body, pubic hair will appear on the body, and right, also like other changes in the body. It should be muscle will become strong, and all these changes that happen in the male body with the passage of time, development of reproductive organ. So all these things will happen by the hormone called what, testosterone, like with the help of this hormone testosterone. While another hormone we have estrogen, and it is secreted by ovary within female body. When it will secrete from puberty onward, and this hormone actually responsible for secondary sexual character in female, and also this hormone is responsible to regulate menstrual cycle. First I will discuss about female secondary sexual character, like what are the changes that is coming in female body when she reach to puberty and onward puberty. What are the change will come with the passage of time, in which again, like the first thing is pubic hair development, okay, breast development, and another is like a hip development. All these changes it will come in the female body. Okay, so these are the hormone that is produced by different endocrine gland. Now question is, some hormones, okay, some hormone are used illegally in sports. Why are they illegal, and which hormone do you think will be beneficial in sports? Here, the first, okay, yeah, testosterone, very good. Testosterone will use in sport to for the strength, like to make, like to make the muscle strong, to make the sportman muscle strong. So that hormone, very good. Okay, you are correct, very good. That hormone will produce. Okay, I told you it's also responsible for the development of muscle. So testosterone will use for that purpose, right? Now, another question we have, describe adrenaline is a hormone secreted as a flight and fight situation and its effect. Okay, so what are the effect of adrenaline? I told you already, like they will increase your breathing rate so that you take more and more oxygen. You know that situation is dangerous when adrenaline are producing in your body. So at that time the breathing rate should be increased. Why? So that more and more oxygen reach to your cell for the process of respiration, for because your muscles will need more energy. Okay, is it clear? Now another we will discuss about, and its effect. Okay, sorry. Okay, pulse rate will increase so that your heart pump more and more blood to your different parts of your body, to your cell. So because at that situation we need more energy. Another widen pupil, I discussed already about it, like pupil will dilate so that you see the situation clearly and escape from that dangerous situation. Okay, now these are the like hormones, these are the target organ of adrenaline. The first one, like heart, the heart rate increase. Liver, okay, glucose is added to the blood from the glycogen that is stored in the body. It means from here it is clear to us that adrenaline also stimulate glycogen glucagon production that are doing by pancreas, and that convert glycogen into glucose so that more glucose available to your cell for the process for energy. Is it clear? So once again, let me tell you, I'm adrenaline also stimulate the production of glucagon hormone. That hormone will produced by pancreas, and that will convert glycogen into glucose. Okay, why? Because our body cells need energy, and that will take that energy from glucose. Okay, another adrenaline having also effect on your diaphragm. Is diaphragm is responsible for your breathing. So the breathing rate will increase, making more oxygen will enter to your body, because our body need oxygen for the process of respiration. Adrenaline, the radial iris muscle will contract. There is two type of muscle. If you remember, I told you in your iris there is two types of muscle, right? One is, if you remember, one was like one was called what, radial, and another was circular, right? Radial was like this, these muscles. Okay, these muscles are called what, radial muscles. So these radial muscle will contract, right? There are like these are radial muscle and iris. Okay, is it clear? Now these are radial muscle, and also there are circular muscle. Okay, for example, in iris, these are in the but okay, these are circular muscle in the iris, right? So what will happen here? The radial muscle will contract. When the radial muscle will contract, and that situation, the when the radial muscle contract, so circular muscle will relax, and is a result of that, what will happen? This place will like when it contracts to this pupil, it will become widen. Widen means it will become dilate, it will become big. Then you will see the object clearly. So what is the function of adrenaline here? The radial iris muscle contract and making pupil dilate or widen. Okay, so this one is clear. All right, another is adrenaline. Also, blood is reduced to the gut by blood vessel nerving and vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction will happen in the blood supply, especially vasoconstriction. Those vessels that are going to your gut, that are going to your digestive system, that will become narrow, so that less blood go to that and more blood divert toward your muscle. For that reason, your blood vessel, vasoconstriction of that blood vessel will happen that are going to the gut. Okay, why it happened like this? To divert more blood toward your muscle. Why? Because your muscle need more oxygen, more nutrients you have at that time. Okay, another function of adrenaline is leg and arm muscle blood supply here increase. Also, I told you blood supply to the muscle will increase because your muscle need oxygen, glucose, right? Skin hair stand on end and sweating will increase. Okay, skin goes pale, vasoconstriction will happen. Why the skin goes pale? Because the blood supply to the skin decrease and most of all your blood diverted toward your muscle. Okay, because of that reason, sometimes when there is a dangerous, when a person become afraid, so his body or his skin color become pale. Okay, is it clear? All right. So we discuss about it. Adrenaline is involved in chemical control of metabolic activity, and how does it help the body to prepare? So let me just repeat with you. So causing the constant adrenaline, actually causing the concentration of glucose in the blood to increase. This provide more fuel for a respiration, so that muscle cell can release more energy to use for contraction. This could help with, like, it will help fleeing from a predator or fighting it. I told you it is like, it is hormone that responsible flight or fight. It will be you will flight from the situation, you will flee away from that situation, or you will do competition, you will fight. Okay, another causing the pulse rate to increase. So this increase the rate of which oxygen and glucose are delivered to muscle, so that they can respire faster and release more energy. Is it clear? Now compare nervous and hormonal control system in terms of speed and longevity of action. We discussed about nervous system and hormonal coordination. So nervous system or nervous coordinations, that coordination in which your nervous cells are involved, in which changes come by the traveling of impulse in your neuron. Impulse is electrochemical signals. So impulse is very fast. Okay, and the changes that come in your body is fast is compared to hormonal. Hormone act more slowly than nervous impulse. Impulse is actually the electrochemical signal that are traveling through neuron. This is because hormone travel to their target organ in the blood, whereas nervous impulse travel very swiftly along the neuron is electrical signal. Okay, hormone act for longer time than nervous impulse. This is because hormone remain in the blood for a while before they are broken down, whereas nerve impulse only happen, it is instant in time. You means like hormone remain in the blood and then it take time to reach to their target organ, where the impulse travel to neuron, and just like electric current, it go at a very high speed and do his action. Okay, now hormone actually bringing like long-term effect in the body, okay, while that impulse bring in your body short-term effect, okay. Is it clear to all? All right, okay, if it's clear, tell me. All right, all right. Now, Anas, I didn't got your answer well. If you can tell me again, I will explain it. But I didn't understand your question. So please, if you ask your question again, I may know it. You can write in the chat so that I know it, okay? Otherwise, keep your question. When I finish, I will ask from you verbally. Okay, now come to another question. Most of the student also facing problem here. So let me discuss this also. Define homeostasis, okay? Okay, and explain the concept of negative feedback mechanism. So homeostasis, we know already, it is actually the maintenance of constant internal environment. What does it mean? Okay, Anas, actually neurons are special elongated cells that carry impulse within your body. For example, someone touch you, you feel the touch because of that nerve cells that take your the sensation of touch to your brain and spinal cord, and you know about that are called what? Neuron. Okay, all right. So define homeostasis, okay, and why it is important for human body to maintain constant internal internal uh, okay, sorry, internal environment. Silk, okay. So what is homeostasis? I discussed with you already. Homeostasis is actually control or keeping your body at a specific range, keeping your internal body environment constant. If it is your temperature, if it is your water level in your body, or if it is your sugar level in your body, these fact or these variables should be keep constant in your body. Otherwise, that having effect on your body. It means there should be a specific range between that they should be. For example, the normal temperature for our body is 37 degrees Celsius. Now, if the temperature increase than that or decrease than that, your body will not functional well. It will not do function well. Why? Because our enzyme work, the optimum temperature for our enzyme is 37 degrees Celsius. For that reason, there is a specific system in our body that are detecting our temperature and bringing that back to the normal. For example, there is special thermoreceptor in your skin. There is thermoreceptor on your part of your brain called hypothalamus. That part of your brain will detect your temperature fluctuation, and that will try to bring that to the normal range by bringing certain changes in your body. Like, for example, high body temperature detected by brain. And I told you the part of that brain, hypothalamus. So when it detects that temperature, so impulse will send to the skin to increase heat loss. Impulse will send to the skin, okay, and what will happen, like changes will come and your skin, like artery will dilate, more blood will move toward your skin, and by like by radiation, and even sweat gland will also activate, they will start sweating. So by all these things your body temperature will come back to normal. Okay, like these changes, like these are corrective mechanism, like vasodilation, your blood vessel will dilate, so more and more blood will start flowing toward your skin, and when more blood is going toward your skin, so heat loss will start in the form of convection, conduction, and radiation from your body. Another is increased sweating, sweat gland will start production of sweat. Okay, and as a result of that your temperature will come normal. Another, like the hairs will lie flat, when there is cold, so the hair on the skin become, like it will become erect, it will stand, but it is not much applicable in our body. Some mammals are there in which this is applicable, right? And why I will explain this point, when it is cold it will stand. So why it is, like, remember it, for example, it is the skin, okay, the hair become erect on that, okay. So what will happen here, this hair will trap a layer of air in this gap, and that layer of gap, a layer of air act as an insulator that prevent the heat loss from the body. It is happen when the condition is cold. Remember, here I am explaining hot condition, but here I just want to clear your concept about it. When the hair stand, so it will trap a layer of air, and that air act as an insulator, so the heat through the air, the heat cannot travel. So you got my point. So because of that insulating layer, the heat will not loss from your body and cold. Okay, but if it is hot, the hair will not, like hair will lie flat. Is it clear? And I told you that increased heat loss by radiation will be more. So these are the corrective mechanism that will bring your body to the normal, and this is called homeostasis, keeping your internal environment constant. All right, now let's move toward another. Water level, okay, water level should be also controlled in your body. Okay, and that, for example, the water level increase or decrease in your body, so that will again detect by brain, and that part of brain is called hypothalamus. So it means hypothalamus contain two types, like for time being for our topic, it contains two types of receptor. One is thermoreceptor for temperature detection. Another one is osmoreceptor. Osmoreceptor is actually for water detection. Okay, now if water level increase in your body or decrease in your body, that will detect by the part of brain, and that part of brain is called hypothalamus. Okay, and that hypothalamus will active. For example, let's suppose if we have one case here, for example, water level and your body, water level and your body decrease or less now. So who will detect it? Hypothalamus. And hypothalamus will activate what? Hypothalamus will activate pituitary gland. Hypothalamus will activate what? Pituitary gland. And pituitary gland, and pituitary gland will start production of hormone called what? Please tell me. Please. Yes, pituitary gland will start production of ADH hormone. It is called antidiuretic hormone. Okay. Now, when ADH hormone produced, the site of action for this ADH hormone is what? Tell me. The site of action for this ADH hormone is your kidney. And in the kidney, we know the basic unit of kidney is called what? Please. The basic unit of kidney is nephron, right? So it means blood filtration happen through nephron, okay? And the waste material enter from blood to nephron, right? And along with that, water also enter. Let's suppose this is nephron right now, for example, okay? So this is just, I am drawing you the structure of nephron. Is it clear? So what will happen right now? For example, like it's the blood vessel. I supposed to draw it by red, this blood vessel. By the way, it is okay right now. So from that blood vessel, the waste material along with water also will enter to this nephron. So here, and after that, it will enter that like that waste material, right? And plus water that will enter to pelvis, okay, then urethra, and then bladder, and then urethra. So it means the urine right now when it enter to the pelvis and then collecting duct and then urethra. So that is right now when it is in the urethra, right now it is called urine. So it means when ADH produce, what will happen? Simply this ADH will increase the permeability of this nephron, and from this collecting duct, more and more water will reabsorb back toward your blood, back toward your body. It will go back toward your blood. So simply in simple words, I will tell you this ADH actually increase the permeability of nephron, and more water will go back toward your body, so that it bring that water to normal, because there is deficiency of water in your body. Is it clear? So by this way, it will bring that water to the normal range. Same is glucose level should also be controlled. Why it should be controlled? Remember, the glucose, like I means sugar level, it's well controlled by pancreas. And I told you already in this lecture, pancreas producing insulin and glucagon. These two hormones are responsible for controlling glucose level in your body. It should be maintained in your body. Why? The homeostasis of glucose level is necessary in your body. Why it is necessary? Let's suppose if glucose is less in your body, so your body still need energy. There will be no energy. Second, let's suppose if glucose level increase normal, it means increase more than normal in your blood. Let's suppose if it increase more than normal in your blood, so what will happen? It means outside the water potential decrease, it because of glucose increase, so the water potential increase, and inside the cell water potential with respect to outside, the water potential is more, so the water will start moving from in to out, and your cell may become flaccid. So because of these issues, glucose level should remain constant, or it should be remain at a specific limit. Is it clear? All right. Okay, anyone have question? Or if it is clear, tell me. Okay, so one of the student have question. Filtration take place in glomerulus. Actually, Yes, I will tell you, like, this is not my topic of discussion. By the way, I will tell you right now, this cap shaped structure is called what? This is called Bowman capsule, right? While this blood vessel, it come here and it twist and retwist, so this body is called glomerulus. So from here, the filtration will take place, means like the waste material will enter from this glomerulus to Bowman capsule. Okay. Okay. Yes, Ziyad Ihab. Yes, to trap air and reduce heat loss. Yes, it is clear. Okay, so now another thing we have, like, regarding homeostasis, let me tell you, like waste material should also be eliminated from your body, like urea, ammonia, all these things should be excreted from your body. So excretion come also under the category of homeostasis, removing of waste material. Otherwise, these material are toxic from your cell, for your cell. It can damage your cell. So excretion also come under the category of that. So it means from here I learned that temperature regulation means thermoregulation is part of homeostasis. Osmoregulation, control of water level and mineral level in the body, is part of homeostasis. And excretion, removal of waste material from your body, part of homeostasis. Okay, so that all of our body cell function better. Okay. All right, so this mechanism I discussed with you already about, I means that when the body temperature fall down, so what the changes will come in your body, okay, and when the body temperature increase, so what the changes will come in your body. I told you already, like body high temperature is detected by brain, so impulse sent to the skin to increase heat loss. So correct your mechanism that will happen is vasodilation, increase sweating, sweat also when like actually sweat absorb mostly also this paper, this question repeated and the past papers, that sweat will absorb the heat from your body and when it evaporate it cause cooling effect. Okay, hairs lie flat, increase heat loss by radiation. Another we have body temperature. Now like when all these corrective mechanism happen, when all these changes come, so is a result of that your body temperature will fall down and it will go back to what the normal. Okay, now let's suppose if your body temperature fall down than normal means like for you it's come down 37 degrees Celsius. So what the changes will come in your body? Low body temperature, first of all, it will detect by your brain, okay? And that will send message like impulse to your skin to reduce the heat loss. So to reduce the heat loss, what are the changes that will come in your body? Vasoconstriction will come, decrease sweating, shivering will increase. Shivering also cause like there is contraction, relaxation of your muscle. So as a result of that, also heat will produce. Hair stand on end. I discussed about this point already. And decrease heat. Thus, heat loss will be decreased by radiation because blood is not going toward your skin. If blood is not going toward your skin, so blood contain heat. So that heat will remain inside your body internal organ, and your body will try to come back toward that now. Okay, now another question we have, mostly this question also repeated, define the term negative feedback and what are the two key elements involved in the negative feedback loop. First of all, we should know about that negative feedback. Negative feedback is the mechanism that helps to keep a varying factor within a specific limit. Varying factor here, for example, glucose is a varying factor. That varying factor means that are fluctuating, that are changing, the variable. So if it is increasing or decreasing, so through negative feedback, it will come back to the normal. So let's see, for example, glucose, right now it is increased in your body. So that glucose is the stimuli. So against that increase, some changes will come in your body, changes that come against the actual stimuli. Like some changes will come in your body and that will bring back that glucose to normal. So that against changes, all those mechanisms that come against the actual stimuli, it is negative feedback. Are you getting me? Now, for example, the glucose level go below than normal. So what are the changes will come in your body? Again, changes will come in your body against this stimuli. Now, what is the stimuli? The stimuli is glucose is down. So against that, some changes will come and that will bring that stimuli back toward normal. Like that variable factor, it will bring back to normal. And it will keep it, sit at a limit. Sit at a limit means it is not like this for every person there will be 37 degrees Celsius. Little bit fluctuation are possible. So that's why the word used here is sit at a specific limit. Is it clear? So this is negative feedback, the changes that come in your body against the actual stimuli to bring the mechanism to the, that bring the whole system to the normal. So it is negative feedback. Okay, so negative feedback involve a receptor that detect a change in a factor that involve a receptor to sense the stimuli. For example, a rise in blood temperature will detect by whom? By hypothalamus. Will detect by special thermoreceptor and your skin. So these are receptors. Any factor that responds to the change by bring that factor back toward the normal. For example, by lowering body temperature. So by lowering body temperature, what are the changes will come in our body? When you want to bring that to the normal. So vasodilation will happen, increased fatting, all these will give response. It will like these will be effective. Is it clear? So if sweat gland is producing sweat, so it with it, it is effective. Hope it's clear to all, right? So up to here, I think it is enough for today. If you're having any question and you want to discuss with me anything regarding the topic, you can discuss with me. Only we have for 5 minutes, so I will discuss with you that. Okay.